I have already done a video on what I learned from my philosophy major, so if that interests you, then check it out. But this video will be dedicated to what I learned from schooling in general, including my philosophy major, but my philosophy major was relatively short compared to my schooling because I spent most of my life within the education system. Here are my qualifications that are year 12 and beyond. But this video is going to be focusing a lot around grade school, so not just year 12 and beyond. After you finish grade school, you can pretty much pursue any topics that you wish, but grade school is what we're all forced to do. So, what is this education system teaching me? What can I learn from it, and how can it help me in day-to-day life? These are the sort of things that you learn in grade school: mathematics, science, geography, social studies, history, art, biology, physical education, chemistry, economics, health, physics, geometry, English studies, psychology, foreign language, reading, humanities, algebra, writing, computer science, visual arts, home economics. Is it worth tearing me away from experiencing life for 12 years so that I am properly educated on these subjects? Are these not subjects that I can learn in my own time? Why do I need a curriculum to teach me these subjects? And why do I want to learn all of these subjects? I use very little of what I learned throughout my education in my day-to-day life. Grade school was completely pointless to me, and some aspects, such as mathematics, I found really difficult and pointless to learn. Should we really be sending our children to these institutions to educate them in all the important areas of their life? Or should they be living life and experiencing it and learning from those experiences? Taking your kids away from you nearly every day for most of the day is a really big ask, and I don't really understand how society has gotten away with it. Do parents really not want to raise their children? Do they want a public education system to raise their children? The parent is too busy to raise their children, so they put that responsibility on the education system. Do not get me wrong, some of these topics have assisted me in developing a foundation in my life, but most of them have not contributed to the improvement of my life. So what was the point on focusing on these topics when they don't even contribute to my life? I think it is really sad that philosophy is not a topic that we teach in grade school. You have all of these pointless topics, but no philosophy? I was an A-B student, but I wasn't able to academically excel until I started taking philosophy. I found and embraced my passion, but there was nothing that was established in my grade school years that improved my ability in philosophy. There was nothing that I could engage in grade school that was philosophically satisfying. I feel that I didn't really start developing as a human until I found philosophy. I was stagnant in my actions and didn't know what to do. And I was looking for something to fix my problems because I had a whole lot of them and I didn't know where to turn. But then in university, I found philosophy and my life changed. The information I was now learning was actually now relevant to my life. Please do like the video. You know it helps me out, so please like it. I feel that I wasted my time in grade school. I could have spent that time making videos about all of the topics that I was interested in, but there was nothing to facilitate that type of activity. If I just learned about documenting information through video in my childhood, then that would have been a worthwhile education. How cool would that be to have an entire life documented, including childhood? I suppose in my younger years the technology wasn't where it needed to be, and it took a long time for platforms such as YouTube to evolve into what they are today, and to be able to be a content creator with just a phone. In grade school, they have photography, but that isn't as cool as video, and there's a lot of stuff with photography that is information that I don't care about, whereas video, I can record my thoughts and feelings, and I care about it very much. If you want to talk to me personally, then join my Discord or send me an email. The information is in the description. I think the grade school education system has a long way to go before it becomes something actually valuable, because they need to tailor the education system to each student and allow the student to involve themselves in the topics that interest them the most. Grade school is just such an important topic because it is forced upon us. And even though some people get around it with homeschool, they are still forced a curriculum. I think that AI will do wonders to help our education system evolve beyond where it is now. If there was philosophy and film in grade school education, then I would have soared. I think it's more about making the topics available to the students to discover and allow them to discover it on their own and not force them into any certain topics. Allow them to choose the topics in which most interest them. We shouldn't be forcing people to learn the information that we think is relevant. We should allow the student to decide for themselves. With technology, these sort of education gateways become possible. If you want to help me out, then you could always recommend my channel to a pretty girl. And what's with grades? Why am I graded? Why can't you just recommend things that I can do to improve instead of telling me I'm here, or here? Like, why do we have to have some shared sort of grading system so we can analyze where students sit on a graph? Like, why do we need that? I'm sure with artificial intelligence, we could implement systems where we could know how people are handling the information. We don't need to give them an A, B, C, D, F grading system to encourage them to digest the content. We can just have the content there and the AI can assist us with any problems that we are having. Why do I want to be better than another student? Why am I in a competition with other students? I think that the modern day education system has failed us, but I have high hopes for the education system of the future. If it could just tailor its experiences to relate with me personally, if it could just give me context as to why this information is beneficial for my life. Sophia says to subscribe. Isn't that right? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Some people think that grades are good and encourages the student. It also gauges education institutions and allows for comparisons. And how can we really grade philosophy? How can we put a number on philosophical ideas? If more YouTubers were just educational, then people would start following YouTubers to be educated in the topics that they're interested in the most. And you do see this happening with communities like coding and stuff like that on YouTube, where people want to learn how to do something and the community shows you how to do it. So maybe a formal education system is now outdated, because in order to get your fix on philosophy, you can always just come to my channel instead of going to a university. You don't have to waste your money on a philosophy degree, because you have me. And maybe this is the future of education, where you get educators on the internet sharing their field of practice. And maybe this will be the most efficient way for the collective to learn the topics that they are most interested in. I appreciate your attention span. Until next time, this is Wendell, signing off.